Oh, yes.
Welcome back once again, ladies and gents. Today I have a review for War for Cybertron Siege number 30. It's the Battlemaster Caliburst. Now that we have Caliburst, we finally complete the Decepticon Target Master trio. Him going naturally to Slug Slinger. Caliburst himself is one of two new Battlemasters in the third wave of Battlemasters for the line. So if you're familiar with my reviews, we're going to take a look at his packaging, open it up, look at the instructions, then take a look at the figure itself in detail, do some fun comparisons, and then give some final thoughts. Alright, so the packaging, as you can see, standard Battlemaster size. It's got this nice illustration of Caliburst right there on the front, wielding his own gun, which is cool. Then it has what looks like red alert, being like blown away by an explosion in the background, so that's kind of neat. And looks like he's firing his gun too, so that's cool. See, he's got this nice purple fire blast effect here, which I believe is new to him. Alright, on the back, you just get both modes, and then a display of the cross-play functionality that he has. And yeah, that's about it. Alright, let's open them up now. Now, Caliburst is your standard humanoid target master type character, and they're all built a pretty similar way. He's got this little gun here, which can attach via these little 3mm ports on either forearm. Then the gun has one actual barrel, and then this little thing, whatever that is. But the actual barrel can accommodate his fire blast effect, which is very cool. It's like this winding energy beam, or any other fire blast effect. This little nub right here is actually too small, so can't hold any on. He's got these really nice vibrant colors that I do like. I like the bright purple against the black, and he's got like a bright gold face with a red visor. He's got a Decepticon symbol on his chest, and overall just looks really nice. I think probably the best color scheme we've seen on this mold so far. Just like the other Target Master guys, you can always store his weapon on his back. So you just want to remove that fire blast effect, disconnect the weapon from his arm, and then just insert those little tabs in the slots there, like so. You can just store it on his back in a more classic Target Master fashion. And makes it much more balanced because that weapon makes him very, side and front heavy. But yeah, there he is, looking cool. Here we have him alongside his mold mates, Blowpipe and Aimless. And unlike Aimless, who's a pretty significant retool of Blowpipe, Caliburst is just a straight redeco. You can see here, there's nothing but paint colors separating these two. All the details are there, which is a huge shame. Obviously, the original toys were quite different from one another. They each had, their own parts, their own transformation schemes. So while I am happy that we are getting these characters and we're getting so many different Battle Masters, both new characters and classic Target Masters, I gotta say the sheer level at which they're reusing molds for multiple characters is kind of ridiculous. Like, I get it's gonna happen here and there, but when like all of the Decepticon Target Masters are basically the same guy, and then the miscellaneous Battle Masters that are coming in these multi-packs are all just redecos of existing characters. It does feel very cheap and very lazy. When you consider back in the day, like every Target Master was its own mold, was its own thing. You can't help but feel a little bit robbed when you're getting just the same figure over and over again. But again, it's, when given a choice of either that or not getting these toys, I can't complain too much. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and transform him to his weapon mode. So the first thing you do, if you haven't already, attach the gun to his back. You're going to flip those barrels all the way up over his head. You're going to connect his feet together, like so. And then you're going to bend his waist back most of the way. like that. And swing the feet forward, and you want these tabs on his heels to plug into the slots right there in the gun barrel. So you may have to, oops. You have to wriggle it around a little bit to get it to go in, but it should look like that. And then he has these little tabs on his wrists, which plug into his hips. So press there, and there. Nice looking weapon mode. It's all held together nice and snugly. I said snugly. Yeah. And, you know, just looks like a pretty good Cybertronian weapon. Obviously, you can go ahead and connect his Fire Blast effect to make it even more dynamic and cool. And this, you know, is meant to interact with other Siege figures. It's especially designed to go with them, but this wouldn't be a review of Caliburst without bringing in his bestest bud, Slug Slinger. Slug Slinger was, of course, Caliburst's partner back in the old Generation 1 toy line. Sadly, when they released these new Decepticon Target Master guys in the Titans Return line, they didn't provide them with their little weapon friends. So it took, you know, 2 toy lines down the road, but they're finally letting you complete the set. If that's what you want to do. Their interactivity is a bit limited since they weren't designed within the same toy line, but you know, luckily they've been rocking those universal 5mm ports for so long now that most toys can interact with each other on some level. And yeah, they look so great together. They look very, you know, it looks very dynamic. Like I swear my Slugslinger started smirking just that bit much more once I put this guy in his hand. I mean, they look like they're made for each other. And of course, I couldn't possibly skip out on finally completing the trio, or sextet, I suppose, if you count everyone individually. And there it is, the 1987 Decepticon Target Masters, finally reunited over 30 years later. And you know, this really gives me a sense of satisfaction. You know, it's one of those moments where part of your collection just comes together and just really makes you happy. You know, my final thoughts on the toy itself. I think it is the strongest coloration of this mold family so far. Again, very, very strongly disappointed that it's just a straight redeco. Would have loved for Caliburst to have a little more to set himself apart. His Fire Blast effect is very cool though, very different. Obviously, if you're looking to complete the Target Masters, you're going to want to pick this guy up. He should be showing up in pretty much all the stores right around this time, along with his Wave-made Smashdown. And yeah, gorgeous looking little Target Master. I personally recommend picking him up, but I understand he's not going to be for everybody. So, I don't know. What do you think? Do you want to get this guy? Are you going to pass on him? Looking forward to reading your comments in the comments section. If you like this review, go ahead and toss it a thumbs up. If you want to see more reviews like this or any of my other Transformers related content, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so you're always in the loop when I post something new. Thanks as always for joining me, and with all that said, I will see you next time.